Thank you, Dean. Thanks for this great crowd being out here today on a Friday. Really appreciate everybody coming to hear about an issue that is of great importance to our state. I think everybody acknowledges that transportation, and particularly our roads, that's vitally important. From my perspective, economic development-wise, it is a vitally important part of continuing economic development in the upstate. When we look and we talk to companies, site consultants, real estate folks, infrastructure is always in the top 3 of what they're interested in when they're bringing a prospect or when you're doing an expansion to an industry, and that's something that we need to be very cognizant of. We've put a lot of money into resources in the upstate and the state port, the inland port. We have a lot of resources in place to connect us together and to connect us to the port, but if we don't have the road infrastructure in place that can get people from place to place, that we can have access roads to industry, then we're not going to be successful moving forward. And it's more than just the issues of economic development, it's safety. When you're looking at companies that are having to move their goods to Atlanta, to Charlotte, all over the southeast, they look at the condition of the roads. It's also cost. How many of y'all have ever run into a pothole? Okay. I was talking to somebody a minute ago talking about hitting a pothole. And, that really does have an effect on what we do. And the fact that we have I-85, which is arguably the most important interstate highway for business in the southeastern United States, the fact that 40 of 106 miles of Interstate 85 between the South Carolina-Georgia border, the South Carolina-North Carolina border, are not 6 lane or 8 lane. Just 2 lanes on each side. That's significant, and we need to really think about that as we're moving forward. So I'm not going to, I can stand up here and talk a lot, I guess, but the importance is, from my perspective, that our state legislative delegation and those in state government really are taking a hard look at what's going on in the state and trying to come up with solutions. And we've got 3 of our legislators from the House side here today, as well as one of our commissioners from the Department of Transportation. And these are the experts. These are the folks that are down there talking about the issues every day. And I just want to thank them for coming. Again, this forum is about hearing all ideas. It's not about one idea over the other. I think it gives the local governments a good opportunity to hear this and the other elected officials here. So, without any further ado, I would like to introduce our moderator, Tom Crabtree. We have Representative Mike Burns from SE House District 17, who has co-sponsored House Bill 3650 that he'll be talking about today. We have Representative Tommy Stringer from House District 18, who is on House Bill 3580, SE Infrastructure and Economic Development Act. And we have also Brian White, who is our chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, which is so vitally important for funding, and particularly transportation funding, and he's going to talk about some initiatives that he's interested in. And then again, we have a commission member from the 4th Congressional District at the SCDOT, Woody Willard, and he's going to talk about SCDOT and some of their thoughts and plans. So I think this is going to be an excellent forum. Tom, if I could call you and our other panel members up, and we'll get started.
I think the one thing that we can all agree upon, this panel and all of us, this diverse group that's here today, is that our roads need some help. Something needs to be done about it. Folks, what I'm going to ask each of you to do this morning is explain the various plans that we have on the table. So I'm going to ask you to keep a couple of things in mind that I'd sure like to hear you answer. One is that we've already heard the DOT say that it needs about $1.5 billion more per year for the next 20 years to make things as they need to be road and bridge wise. And that's $1.5 billion more dollars. More dollars. To me, that says there's no source for that money right now. What's the source of that going to be if you're in agreement that that's the amount of money that needs to be allocated for this? And secondly, is this the year we truly do something